2004, when we elect the local councils them after years where local councils them be don't disband, we then come back, where local council be instituted in 2004, the responsibility be don't come on for members of parliament, that development function they be don't come on at the end, and it don't transfer to local councils. And again, because local councils they're not equipped enough for able for perform their development roles then they now make citizens then still they believe say the MPs for take up that challenge. But unfortunately, the MPs they're not to the hold that one day and they not even get resources for perform that role.
Okay, continue for the with Marcella Samba, say Executive Director Campaign for Good Governance. Inside the program, they show today we they look inside the confidence and trust with civil society and the people engagement member of parliament after different allegations them against a member of parliament. And now I will bring in Sheko Lamin Toure, when I Deputy Director of Public Relations na Parliament. You hear what Madam Samba say in terms of people education awareness, knowing the role of Parliament, because most member of Parliament they can say the expectation of people that in different constituency can too high. Then can one member of Parliament and do thing them will really not within the mandate. In terms of making sure that people understand within on your role. So at the end of the day, blame finger no go day at how well una don't they engage community people for let understand say certain things and they not within a member of parliament mandate or thing they waiting for do.
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. But I will say I get a big thank you for Madam Marcella, and they speak truth to the issues. And I think I not get much for say because they speak from the same wavelength with regards to the challenges and expectation, of members of parliament. I feel so for build on this CSO parliament relationship for actually engage and educate the grassroots, about the functions and operations of parliament. And they find out say, and under the parliamentary system, where members of parliament being in a parliament at the same time, then get cabinet portfolio, then we get development portfolio then for go develop their respective constituencies. But unlike under the operations of the 1991 constitution of Sierra Leone, you not go be member of parliament at the same time you hold cabinet position. You get for do one of the two, yeah. And as she rightly noted, and he find out say, and parliament, as we don't talk on its roles and responsibilities, as far as development concern, now council get that responsibility there.
Now you talk about understanding on a mandate, and then you talk about una taking development to the constituency.
Yeah.
How well are don't they engage?
Yeah, we don't they engage, but I just try for make reference to that again. That development are council in responsibility, not to parliament. In terms of engagement, and we get WFD Westminster Foundation for Democracy, then resident at parliament to get UNDP, then the support with outreach programs. For example, taking parliament to the people. We can go right across the district as time permit. For example, when the issue around constituency development funds been come up, we be go right across the 16 districts of this country. They try for sensitize the general populace about the operations and functions of parliament. And also, 2019 December, Parliament be organized an open day, and I believe say we be get representatives them from Parliament. We began at 98.1 year. Then be did our radio stations and televisions right across this country for try for do civic mobilization as to the operations and functions of Parliament. So Parliament don't they make effort for let the people go understand within our in roles and responsibilities, but the people get that in their mind for say actually development a function of parliament.
But things say some of them here. So when you look back, just like Habi asked Madam Samba, now when most member of parliament can don't promise people in that in constituency during campaign time, make some of their words here can on them back, make people can so much expect say this member of parliament and if we can build this or if we can do this developmental projects not in constituency.
Yes, that could be part of the reasons. Maybe it's part of the social contract. Maybe as at campaigns, you want to try forget the people, but some actually not even understand the role of parliament as at the political level during the period of campaigning.
But that back come to honor the member of parliament of educating or raising awareness, because when you look back, most of them people way back, especially in the rural community or even within this context, not so everybody get that understanding. It's as if much information awareness not only come out from parliament, let people know say well na then kind here they happen. Especially when we talk about bill and law. We know say no law no they come into existence if not gonna parliament for debate and let them pass them. That can be the reason we make most people can say me no know about this law or me not even understand or me no know self say this kind of law they exist.
Yeah, and there is need for and continued engagement and with civil society and parliament for improve on educating the general masses, and parliament they try with the invite civil society for come on board, and so glad in the position where Madam Marcella they come from, because he don't in a civil society for long and he understand the issues, and I feel say we really need for come together and improve on education. You know, say education not a one off, it's a continuous process.
Okay, continue for deal with in case you just tune in name na Sheku Lamin Toye, and in the Deputy Director of Public Relations na Parliament. And today inside the program made this show we dey look inside the confidence and trust with CSO and the people and get per member of Parliament them after so many allegations this BNTOC done they against the member of Parliament them. Madam Samba, you earlier don't give your point them, but look at waiting Mr. Torebi say earlier on represent salon and improve on the welfare of people. If we look on sincere basis, you think say member of parliament they don't do thing them way really they in the interest of the public?
Okay, so one of the things that we need, I know say this particular debate is poor from the recent public perception survey. And the good thing about that survey is that this whole question of the role of parliament, because many they even talk about corruption now, and they talk about the role of parliament. They don't put the role of parliament high on the policy agenda, and which some of you very happy about. So unfortunately, people when they take up responsibilities in governments, we as democracy practitioners we they frown at that one thing. When they take up responsibilities in government, they don't even get a clue of what in their responsibilities that they mean. So you see people and they say, me self, I want to be honorable, but not able to unpack what's in now the roles and responsibility of honorable. And with society, unfortunately, we get a lot of gullible people there. The expectation are high. Like when you talk about welfare, how will they balance their role with the welfare of citizens? Now I make us say the oversight function, the way parliament they put CIP and the budget, now one of the critical role. And some of we believe say if parliament perform that role they properly, bokuti where they happen at this country in terms of citizens' welfare will be solved.
So you want to I mean in this line of what you say there's a mispriority in a parliament. Since something for pay attention or put me stamp.
Because the first thing is the way the cost where parliament they allocate to their responsibility, they're not able to pay attention to it. I think that the fundamental challenge thing. You know, they are supposed this 132 plus the paramount chiefdom, they are supposed to perform an oversight function. In parliament, they get what they call parliamentary committees, and they get parliamentary subcommittees as well. But apart from that, they get the onus for recall cabinet ministers, for recall heads of department, directors, etc. for answer to questions them. And again, if for example the operations they happen, then MDS there, so the operation they happen out of sight, must say some they happen at Kabbalah, somewhere in Kailan, they need parliament to go for grab from parliament and go verify. Just like we say sight, oversight, they need for see, they need for verify, and they need for ascertain. But unfortunately, the allocations where they're supposed to get for do that kind of work appropriately in nothing. And I think that they miss the point. As parliament, they can forget to sort of drive the leadership way for push them, say, for able for perform this role, now then supportive things they are we need for perform the role. Any budgets they pass now they hand.
But other view they say when member of parliament want do something when of their own interest, they make sure say they see and through whatever challenge they pull them through, they make sure say happen.
Well, the interest we get for unpack waiting at the interest.
That
And
you
in
then
a very transparent manner. Some of we through the open government partnership, and it just the PR just allude to that. Through the open government partnership program, we encourage parliament for let them move to the direction of what we call an open parliament, where we're able for put on the table for the first time, as I rightly say, last year there was a symbolic event of a parliamentary open day for people for understand say the issues in parliament for be transparent and representative, because now the citizens then they represent. Now if people they don't know how una they transpire, if people they're not able for receive from una they complain and una able for put on at the table, if parliament's not able for take the side of the people they within they represent, they will have a negative perception.
one thing we don't clear in the parliament where they different debates where they go on, it's as if yes, though member of parliament and they honor in different party, but it's as if the party or the politics business don't so overcome the interest of the public, because most time you see say they focus more day on waiting party agree on or waiting party B, which means the interest of the public they be a less priority to them.
So parliament na a state institution. You are perfectly right. Then the laws them of this country limit certain capacity for democratic, what we can call democratic renewal. The 1991 constitution gets certain clause then they will limiting. For example, this 77K, where whole parliament they say, the parliamentarians they say they get for, interestingly, that particular provision, if you do the flip side of that provision day, now for let people they not allow, within the parties they let you not allow cross carpeting. That was the intent of that particular provision day. But unfortunately, knowing we own context, people don't use that now to the detriment of the state. So they know they look at waiting good for Salone, it's about waiting good for the party.
Yeah.
And a number of parliamentarians they don't fall victim when they want voice out, things they will go protect their constituencies and things they will go protect Sierra Leone, 77K don't hold them. So it's very important that in as much as we do all of this discussion, I make us make gladdy, because this whole issue of parliament don't come high on the agenda for them able to discuss what are the challenges parliament are facing. Okay. If we want to make Salone democracy all water, the meal on a parliament get for be strong, parliament get for be robust, and if parliament strong and vibrant, the executive not going to act otherwise, the Sierra Leone police not going to act otherwise, other ministry of department and agency not going to act otherwise, because parliament gets the mandate for call them to order.
Okay.
That is it.
Continue for the with we Marcella Samba Sise from Campaign for Good Governance and in the executive director. Inside the program midday show today, we they look at the trust and confidence with civil society organization and people get per member of parliament with all allegations they don't they see this BNTM against member of parliament. Me where they bring this edition come to you. My name Nasap to you Kalon. Inside the program midday show now we they go for a music break, and after that the program midday show they continue.
Say that them not in future picking them. Let we take care of them, we gonna regret tomorrow picking them. Whether they good or bad, we gonna forget saying that we picking them. Let remember saying that them not in future.
Let we picking them, let we not maltreat them, let we take care of them, let we not throw away them, let we not forbid them, let we educate them, let we not abuse them, let we encourage them, let we not refuse them, let we control them, let we clothe them, feel for them and feed them, let we not trap them, let we take them, let we begin them, let we format them, them begin for go school, let we let for use them as tool, for see begin when I go school, the painful if you spent by you, wanna for spent by you begin, proud of you, wanna for proud of you begin, begin and see that then now we future, don't make them then now we are like a creatures,
Picking them. Let remember say that them not in future picking them. Let we take care of them, we gonna regret tomorrow picking them. Whether they good or bad, me gonna forget say that we picking them. Now remember say that them now the future. If you see picking na gutter, for those say the picking bread na butter. Picking the cell cold water, that can be in a school and picking a butter. That's so me asking the cry way angry, keep make picking then they die. Some people who not make you wake up, cause the picking don't get their heart then they cry. They say bad bush looking for tropic kingdom. They good or them bad, now we picking them. We no get no choice but from them, yeah. So make we join land together and work hard for poor picking our traits. It's a life they live in. If you ask them, they will say no sweet. Wish for the day they go get good meal. I will leave them for go out and go steal. Wish for the day they go get good meal. I will leave them for go out and go steal. They will take your picking, not give a leg. They will take your picking, not take pele. They for eat 3 times a day, clean and go school. Live happy life, they not too truly can pay me. Anytime I see them church markets, they understand, open on the first profit. It's beginning of bad, and they're way of living bad. Some not even time, they don't know how life hard, how they go past the school. What time they try to sell, see for itself, pass picking the bell. They send you, if a run go quick and come, not to answer for every way you wanna come. Wish for the day they go get good meal. Now go leave them for go out and go steal. Wish for the day they go get good meal. Now go leave them for go out and go steal.
Well, upside or enjoy that music day. We LNJ do for we picking them. Well, remember say the program that made the show. Any side you read the listen, send your message or comments to the number 077 981 981. And inside the program I made the show today, when they look inside the confidence and trust to a civil society organization and people and get a member of parliament after plenty allegation against a member of parliament. And with me at the studio for talk on this topic, I get Marcella Sambasi, when I executive director on a campaign for good governance, and Sheku Lamin to a deputy director of public relations na parliament. Sheku Lamin, look at member of parliament them in things the way they do. Is it that they do them in a national interest or in a partisan interest? Because most people can look say decision the way they take in terms of law and other things if member of parliament they really they do it on national basis, they not look at party. Some things and the way they not for the even greater. But you think say member of parliament they put nationalism first or maybe a partisan?
Depends on which part of the fence you do.
Now me say decision we can take, they do them in the national angle or they do and say because are there for represent this party?
Well, members of parliament and over the years and what you may don't see, because if you look at the legislative agenda and most of the bills then they come up from the executive arm, and even though parliamentarians then self can pass law and through private members bill, and we don't get about 2 to 3 of them private member bills them we don't pass, and some not even able to get an presidential assent for example the Safe Abortion Act of 2015 it be passed by parliament but it not be able to get presidential assent, and that kind particular bill they in abeyance. And yes, the argument can come where most of the Sierra Leoneans, we the people of Sierra Leone can say,